To remove the instrument cluster, you just need to move a few of the plastic accessories. You'll need Phillips screwdriver, small flathead. First thing you want to do is remove the 2 Phillips screws from the steering column plastic trim, one on either side. There's one. And then just unclip it carefully. As with any plastic, stuff likes to break, so be careful. The other screw should come out. Oh, it's actually, yeah, speaking of which, the plastic here is actually broken already. So, but luckily it's holding in place just when clipping. Once the 2 pieces are off, you need to remove this side cover here. The ABS or airbag light, and just keep that out of place. Once this is out of place, there's a little tab here that you need to push in, and then you can pull up on the headlight switch. Use a little screwdriver to help out a bit. Once it starts to move, it should just come right out. And you leave it all attached just over to the side. You'll see a Phillips screw right here. You want to do the same thing on this side. Another Phillips screw here. I like to use a long Phillips. A regular short one is just fine. It's just that the steering wheel sometimes is in the way of moving. Here's one. Helps if the screwdriver is magnetized a little bit. There's the second one. Yeah, you need the flat screwdriver again just to gently pry this plastic trim up and out of its seat. And this should also just come straight out. Once that is out of the way, there's just 2 screws, one on either side of the instrument cluster. This is where the long screwdriver comes in handy. Also be careful not to drop these screws. If you're lucky, they'll just end up down by the pedal assembly. If you're unlucky, they'll get caught up in the wiring or in behind the dash someplace. There's one. There's the other. And the instrument cluster should just fold forward. Actually, there's a couple of tabs down at the bottom here. They'll probably be easier to see once you have everything off. But those little tabs just pop out. And you tilt it forward, and what you want to do is you want to grab the connector and disconnect them. There should be 2 of them. Squeeze the little tabs and then lift up on the connector. That's the first one. And there's a second. Once they're disconnected, you should be able to maneuver this cluster out through the steering wheel. These are the 2 connectors, red one and the white one, which makes it pretty easy to put back in or remember which one goes where, the red and red, white and black. I'm not sure why they didn't keep the colors the same. These are all the bulbs here, obviously for illumination of your instrument cluster and your warning lights. Now is the time to replace the ones that are bad. The illumination here, for the upper, for the speedo and the tach, or clock if you have a clock instead of a tach. You can jump in and replace all of them. or just deal with the ones that burn out as they burn out. Some people like to do all, others just like to deal with the ones that are burnt out. Installation is pretty much the same as removal, just in reverse.